egotistical, and it's like the end and everything. And
I actually checked my hairline when you asked that. I was Do I look like I've thinned out that much?
Well,
I have a legacy now.
Everybody should have some kind of a legacy. You'll probably be the guy that always had the current phone. You know,
that's right. The techie.
Because we always. I don't know how long we've known each other, but you can do the math. We've known each other since the iPhone 4.
That's right.
So do your iPhone math and figure it out. Because when he came in, he flips out his Samsung 8 because he's constantly going back and forth, Android phone and Apple. And we used to always talk about technology when we had downtime.
Well, you used to work in doing internet.
Yeah,
So you could put in a whole system.
Yeah. Still do that. It's just not as interesting anymore.
That's right.
The internet has just been this like base for people. It's become like this massive utility that's just not considered a utility. I think it should be like the power company and the gas company. It's a utility now. It's a learning utility.
But more importantly, let's talk about the evolution of you.
The evolution of me?
Yeah, I mean, look. When I first met you, you had a full-time job doing the internet, and then it was like a side thing, the search and rescue.
Yeah.
Now it's really become everything, and it's what an amazing thing that is, you know, and just to see the way that the people that you work with, how they look up to you and just respect you, and I think, and just the way you lead a team, and you're on, and the way you're just an equal, and I think people just like being around and working with you, and it's interesting to see over all these years, that the thing that was the strength, your strength, you sort of maintained and grew with, and that's good to see.
I certainly appreciate that, and you always made good observations, but it's tougher. It takes twice the wind to get half the distance now.
Yes, it does.
So you get to a certain age where you're running only on second wind, and you wake up and you start with it, but that was you were always observant and always watching, and you always had a good handle on stuff. I did. Switch it up there. You turn around, interviewed me. I got that. See, he's very smart. He's very tricky.
Very tricky.
Very good at.
Well, I mean the what is when someone is being told what they're not good at, and to improve on the things that they're doing wrong, they never really get that much better and really, really excel. Whereas when someone's strengths are enhanced and they use what's strength-based, to take what you're good at and to get even better at that. That's what life's about, I mean, sometimes you can learn something fresh, but when you really are good at something and you get even better and better, I think there's a higher turnout for success.
See, I found that the things that, with me at least, that I've ended up being good at are the things that were difficult for me, that didn't seem to come naturally because I wanted to learn them and I had to come up with my own way to learn them. Like some types of math, I had to come up with my own way. I could get the answer. I had to reverse engineer it and come up with my own formula because I couldn't remember theirs. Or for some reason in my mind, it was easier to come up with something different than to remember theirs. And maybe that's something, on some spectrum or something. But it's like I always hear the thing that, a lot of the great people, Einstein, Mozart, Bach, if they were born today, their parents would be medicating them, for something. And,
right.
and
Einstein didn't talk till he was 4 years old.
Yeah.
People are going to be, I forgot what I was going to say. Go on. It's been a long day. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I caught you today. I could see you winding down. And
well, no, I mean this has been exciting. I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yeah, but, we what was the last thing that messed us up? Your vacation.
Yeah, I went to New
York. And for some reason you refused to cancel your vacation with your wife to do the show because you're selfish like that.
I'm selfish.
You're selfish, and your lovely wife. I'm still amazed. You guys have been married, you said 3 years.
Yeah.
And she must be a very tolerant woman.
Absolutely. The most.
And I remember when you were dating, and then you went through the whole process and everything, and you've been out of the dating game for a while, and then you went back in, and you did good. You did good.
I did good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You did better than most.
Well, it's an old idea to still get married. People are doing it. Some people are like, we don't. Marriage, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. But some people still believe in it. And
yeah, you jumped right back in the game.
We had people. Both of our parents were married, and they stayed married. And I think I think that means maybe something, because you have an example you see of what a good marriage is. No marriage is perfect, but I think it's just we had good examples. And,
I think people either emulate their parents or they rebel against them.
That's right.
And there's no middle ground. I see that with a lot of people I know, and it's like you could almost, and more people emulate their parents whether they think they do or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do Freudian psychology and just talk about, the idea of the formative first 1 to 5 years, and how that relationship that you have, that primary relationship with your mother or father, really serves as the basis for every relationship to follow, especially with the opposite sex and all those type of things. I mean, that's what Freud was a genius. I mean, he was a madman in many respects, and yet an absolute genius. He made a science.
Column B.
It was like you're talking about,
Yeah.
All these people. Freud was one of them, really, because it had never been really a science. It had never been considered a science,
The
mental health, that is.
With the mental health people, with the people you see that are thrown into the justice system because of these petty crimes, do you see that number going up?
I don't know the numbers. I would be talking out my what if I were to act as if
Do you hear more about it?
I don't. I think mental illness is a huge population of prisons as it stands now. I mean, a large portion of people that are in prison are, have one form or another of mental illness. But as far as the severely mentally ill going to prison and homelessness, I think it sort of is remains the same. It hasn't helped that all these hospitals have closed. A lot of hospitals have closed. Anyone's familiar with their community, state hospital or this or that hospital, a lot of them have closed. And in doing so, these people are out living out in the community. But, a lot of the challenges that they faced with dealing with people with mental illnesses in society, they change shape, but they're always still there, and it remains a challenge. It remains a challenge, but I don't know. I'm basically saying I don't know the numbers, but it seems like it just remains a steady, population, a percentage of the mentally ill that go to jail.
Well, it seems like we changed diagnoses and meds and titles and theorems and everything, but it seems like that 10% is always on the rocks or something. 10% of the flock is just not making it through the pasture.
Yeah, well, just remember, 50% of people don't get really complete relief from their symptoms from mental illness from the medicine. So 50%, are still suffering through a lot of symptoms, and however severe they might be.
So out of the people that get far enough to get the medicine, only half of those people that are getting the medicine aren't getting the relief on the medicine that it's supposed to give them.
Well, yeah, it's just not. It's not the most. It's not the most efficient medicine. These medicines, for some people, they take away all of symptoms, and that's for a lot of people. But there's also a lot of people that they don't.
What seemed part of what I observed, and it's just what I observed, was that there seemed to be an art in the dose, and it seemed like you'd see things, and you see this in all kinds of medicines, heart stuff and everything, at somebody's dose. And I forget there was there was something that I remember they had my grandmother on years ago, and it just changed so that she was a different person, and then they tweaked it a little, and she was back to herself. So I can imagine how if you have something that's mind-altering and you have a problem, how far that could throw you off center.
Yeah, a lot of people that have a lot of difficulties with dealing with the side effects of these medicines. Like, I think that's what you're talking about, and it's very serious. These medicines are serious, and the side effects can be. And even if they're minimal side effects for someone not used to taking medicine, especially someone young who's just beginning to show signs of mental illness and taking medicine, it's very, very difficult to deal with having someone being okay with that. So yeah, it's really difficult. Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do nowadays for fun?
For fun, ballroom dancing with my wife. That's fun. That's
out of respect for her, I'm not going to mock that.
It's fun, yeah. It's moving your body and around, listening to music and moving through the dance floor. That's fun.
Whose choice was the ballroom dancing?
It was actually mine as a gift to her. It was a little package, and then we both really liked it. And you're not getting me. You're not getting me on this. I like it. But
I remember many an evening we'd sit and talk about you wanting to do ballroom dance.
Yeah, right. Well, listen, you never know. You get old.
You never exactly.
You get old. It's not, I'm not running marathons, so I mean, it's a little easier. Maybe that's, it's nice.
That's the title of your autobiography. You never know. You get old.
You never know.
John's story. You still run though a little bit.
Yeah, I'm here and there. I haven't ran in a month or two, but I will be back. I'll be back. I'll drive. Yeah. I'll be back. I'll be back running. The winter is difficult in Pennsylvania. Winter in Pennsylvania gets slushy.
I see so many people out there.
Cold.
I don't know many people that run. I don't know a lot of people that walk anymore, actually. My friends have all turned to drivers. They're all commuters. Now, I see people that are stopping running, but as I go down the road and I see runners, I find myself, and I have zero running credibility. Okay, so everything I'm saying is going to be opinion and hypocritical, but I think so many people are running wrong. Okay? Yeah. I think some of the wardrobe choices are not what they used to be. I don't understand why people drive on crowded roads with cars just pumping out fumes that can't be good to breathe in when you're overexerting yourself and risking getting hit. I think that if you're on the road running, you should have to have a safety vest on, day or night at this point, a mesh vest, so you're visible.
Good point.
And there's a bunch of other stuff, but I see people either there's like, there used to be a healthy middle ground with the jogging where you'd have your jogging uniform, but now there's people that are clearly like rebelling against that. It's like, if I'm running and I just say I'm going to run with what I'm wearing right now, boots and everything, or there's people running like they're running to a fashion shoot,
Yeah, true. Very true.
And I just don't think they're dressed right. And I see people and I almost tell them, you're running wrong, but I know nothing about running. I'm barely lazy enough to drive the car, and I want to tell them, you've got to move your arms more. You're not moving your arms enough.
You have your mind now to direct other people.
Right. I should be like a running coach, even though I've never run.
Exactly.
Really. But you're still doing 3 miles, you said?
Yeah. I haven't ran in 2 months, but yeah, I mean, that's what I do. It's just, I read all these studies that give me an excuse to only run 3 miles. So they say, 30 minutes 3 times a week you don't get benefits from doing hours and hours of running, but I don't know, so.
Treadmill, you don't do that? You don't?
No, I'm outside.
Yeah,
put on the
treadmill,
shoes.
non-treadmill people.
Yeah, but listen, you portion control, things in moderation. And, watch what you eat and keep your body moving. If you sit in a car all the time or behind a desk all the time and you're sedentary, it's going to happen.
Right. Yeah, sitting is
so get moving.
Smoking.
Get moving. I teach classes with my clients with mental illnesses with whole health. So you got to be healthy and eat right and keep your body moving and create relationships in your life that give you support, and all these things are important for not just people with mental illnesses, but everyone. Everyone needs to move. So,
well, I want to thank you for coming, and thank you for everything you do.
Thank
It'll
you.
help you get people. And
Same to you.
Yeah.